South African Test cricket starts today, and this team that we selected for the first team is a bit nerve-wracking for two reasons. Not that anyone's bad, but just them coming together. It's going to have to be very good from the South Africans because we only have three dedicated bowlers: Ngidi Rabada, Maharaj, was Miller, Campbell, Stubbs, and Markham Campbell, but they are not bowlers. But yes, they can each do a 10 or 15 overs in a test match if they need to, but they're going to have to need to because Ngidi Rabada, Maharaj can't bowl 40, 50 each, uh, so that's it. We need wickets up front, and then we need to follow it up with keeping the pressure on the West Indies. And West Indies is a very good team. They're playing on home soil, of course. But just as much as we need 20 wickets, we need hundreds. And I've said this in the past that is why I think our Test cricket, except for the lack of games, I think our Test cricket's not at the best place it is because we are not scoring hundreds for the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 years, to be honest. And yes, there's individuals that scored a century here or a century there, but we need hundreds. Whenever there's a big innings, it's very seldom that a big innings is that 8 or 9 batsmen each scored 50 or 60. But a lot of the times, if not 90% of the times, it is one or two guys that put in a good century, followed up by some decent partnerships. But I mean, we have a really good batting lineup: Markram and Zorsi. And then Stubbs and Bavuma has a lot to prove. He's coming back into the side, and there's a lot of stuff being said about him the last 2 years. But he's coming back, Bedingham, Rickleton, Calverine, and Vian Mulder, and of course Maharaj, because Maharaj is a really good batsman, and even Rabada can really bat in Test cricket. So I want to say we have uh, 10 batsmen. We have 8 batsmen and two batsmen that can really, it's not just night watchmen, they can really bat. When I see Rabada, I remember the Jason Gillespie double century in the early 2000s, and that's the type of batsman he reminds me of. He can really bat if he wants to. So I'm not so much worried about our batting, even though they're not scoring hundreds. I think there's a very good time for all of them to step up and say, hey, I'm worried about our bowling. Those three bowlers don't get injured by doing too much. But again, I'm not with the team. I don't see the dynamics between them, and I'm sure the coaches made the right decision. South Africa, speak to me. What do you think about our team? One more thing, I really think Jan Mulder is under a lot of pressure because he gets chosen again, and he hasn't performed yet. But let's hope this is his season. This is the series that he performs and really steps off for South Africa. Let's see. Talk to me, South Africa.